Hola, I'm Heidi, and this is Humanity. Welcome, welcome, welcome to everyone who is already watching right now. Si Juana, si Franz, si Jeanette, si Aris, thank you so much for being the early birdies. Sa lahat po ng mga nanonood ngayon at sa lahat po ng mga manonood pa mamaya kapag replay na tayo. Yung mga hindi makakaabot ngayon live na to, it's fine because there's always a replay naman. Meron din tayo sa YouTube, i-upload ko rin to sa YouTube later on. And I'm so excited talaga tonight because I was telling her nga nung nakaraan, I was telling her during sa backstage, nung nakaraang buwan lang natapos kong basahin yung libro niya, and right now he's already in front of me. So bago tayo pumunta dun sa aking guest, ang pag-uusapan natin ngayong gabing ito ay tungkol sa negosyo, because as I've said, ito na naman po, nandito nga tayo din sa Ghost Month na tinatawag natin. And if you were able to watch the previous episode wherein we started it off with, talaga nga ba, kailangan nga ba natin kumuha ng insurance, or okay lang nga ba kumuha ng insurance at this time na Ghost Month nga, di ba? And to have this second installment of this series na kung dapat nga ba tayo mag-invest during the Ghost Month, susundan naman natin ito ng tungkol sa pagninegosyo. Of course, marami kasing mga tao ngayon, like ngayon, especially ngayong pandemic na maraming nawalan ng trabaho, yung mga iba naman, parang sobrang pagod na sila sa mga trabaho nila. And laging ganun, laging yun yung naiisip nila palagi na gusto nila, sana magnegosyo na lang ako. 'Di ba? Napapagod na ako sa trabaho ko na 'to, sana magnegosyo na lang ako. Siguro iba yung magiging buhay ko kung nagnegosyo na lang ako. Siguro mas mayaman na ako ngayon kung nagnegosyo na lang ako before. Everybody is thinking about having their own business, especially at this time, because yun nga, ang daming nare-retrench, ang daming nawawalan ng trabaho, ang daming nadi-displace, and that's the last resort na kaya nila or pwede nilang gawin. And also, yung mga iba, kung pagod na nga sila sa mga trabaho nila at gusto na mag-resign, eto yung nagiging transition nila. Minsan nga, jump ship na lang di ba? Hindi na nga transition yung nangyayari. Nagiging jump ship na lang talaga dahil sa sobrang hindi na nila kaya yung pressure ng work nila, and then pinipilit na lang nila na magtrabaho or magnegosyo. Pero ang nagiging concern natin dito, yes, kapag ka nagnegosyo ka, ano nang mangyayari sa atin? Tama ba na magnegosyo ka na lang basta-basta? Or kung meron ka bang pera, is that enough reason para maging negosyante ka na kaagad or mag-put up ka na ng sarili mong negosyo? Kung meron ka bang kahit konting alam sa negosyo, dapat ba ora mismo mag-start ka na? Yun yung mga sasagutin natin ngayong gabi with my very, 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 very special guest. Sobra ako, I'm so stoked. Kasi nga, yun nga, katulad nga ng sinabi ko kanina, binabasa ko lang yung libro niya. And guys, hindi ako kasi palabasan ng libro. Pero iilan lang talaga yung mga libro na nababasa ko from start to finish, from cover to cover. And this is one of those. Ayan, How to YOLO Wisely. As a financial advisor, as a financial literacy advocate kasi, nandun din ako sa point na bakit natin pinipigilan yung mga tao na bilhin yung mga gusto nilang bilhin, di ba? Bakit natin pinipigilan yung mga tao na i-reward naman yung sarili nila from time to time. Total pinagtrabahuhan naman nila yon, di ba? So, How to YOLO Wisely is a very, very engaging book that you can read. Hindi siya boring, hindi siya sobrang ganda niya, and hindi ka mapipilitan ka talagang basahin siya from start to finish because ano siya ang laman niya guys. Sobrang nakakatawa. Yung lahat ng mga financial literacy na nababasa yung libro, parang sinummarize siya into one book. And this is it. Ito yung libro talaga na yun. So, later on, she will be talking about this book also. Pero, gusto ko muna siyang i-introduce kasi sobrang dami ko na sinasabi sa sobrang excitement ko. No? She is a multipreneur, forex trader, art collector, author. Siyempre, sabi ko nga, author siya ng libro na to. And licensed finance coach who helps income earners with difficulty managing their emotions. Hindi pera, guys, ha? Emotions. Around money, find peace of mind through values-based personal finance. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so honored she is here Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being here. Hi,
Hello. Hi,
Nikki!
everyone. Hi, Heidi. Hi. Thank you. Thank you for
Hello
inviting
po.
me here.
Ayan, the
Hello.
pleasure is mine. Sobrang na-excite ako talaga at nandito ka. And you will be sharing a lot of things tungkol sa topic natin. Ang dami na nag-hi ngayon pala. Of course, si Juana nandito na.
Siyempre. Kung
Unang-una
nasaan
yan.
ako, nandun si Juana.
Oo, oo,
Oo.
oo. Actually, nauna siya sa'yo dito eh. Ayan.
Grabe.
Thank you, Juana. Thank you for being here. Faith is also here. Ayan. Hello, hello. And sino pa nandito? Si Jewel. Nandito din si Jewel. Ayan. Talagang ano
Hi.
no, magbigay-pugay muna tayo sa kanila. Ayan. Si Aris is also here, of course. Si Ate Jeanette is also here. Ayan. Ang dami natin. Ang dami ng tao dito kaagad. Dahil nandito ka.
Thank you. Thank you,
Alright.
everyone.
So, okay, Nikki. Ang dami mo kasing that was a mouthful, yung introduction ko sa'yo, no? And although ang pag-uusapan natin dito is yung isang aspect tungkol sa'yo, which is being a multipreneur. Okay? Since ang topic natin ngayon is about building business, di ba? Building business is your business. And ako kasi medyo alam ko na yung story because I have been following you since nag-talk ka sa Passionate Creators, and then when you do your talk sa mga elsewhere, di ba? I would normally hear you talk about this. But for those people who have seen you the first time, or kung sino yung mga nandito na ngayon lang maririnig yung story na to, I want you to tell us. I know that at a very young age, you had a sense of business already. Parang you were able to grasp what business is like when you were younger. What was your exposure during that time? Kwento mo naman sa amin.
Oh, sige. So, the story, no? Super sakto kasi we're talking about Ghost Month. Pero my whole life as a business person, I think it was because of luck eh. But depende rin kasi on how we define luck. Lagi ko nga sinasabi, I mean, my students, I'm seeing names of some of my students and mentees here. Nakakatuwa. Sinusundan nila ako everywhere. And they always hear me say, alam nyo, huwag kayo maniwala sa malas. Kasi ako, naniniwala ako I was born lucky. The fact that I was placed in that position with those people at that time, napakaswerte ko talaga eh. So what happened was, I was in a position where I was forced to learn how to run a business. Nasa position kami na ayaw ng most people mapunta doon nung time na yon. So kami lang ng kuya ko, we had to make money, and the other struggle was I had to learn how to speak in Filipino kasi hindi ako marunong mag-Tagalog nung time na yun. I was just 6 years old eh. And nilagay kami
Bakit
sa
anong
isa.
language mo? Sorry. Hindi ka marunong mag
Kasi I was born in the Philippines. Pero sa US kami lumaki, at least until I was 5. And then lumipad kami sa Pilipinas. Lahat ng relatives namin nandun. Walang mga katulong sa amin. Naghiwalay kasi yung parents ko. So it was really just me and my mom and my kuya. And my kuya was 9 years older sa akin. Noong time na yon, sabi niya, you know what, okay, kailangan mo magtrabaho, nating lahat. So, kailangan matuto ka mag-Tagalog. Siyempre, sinabi niya yun in English. So sabi na, okay, ako sumusunod lang ako lagi sa kanya. From Cainta, we would, go commute papuntang Quiapo. Noong panahong yon ang uso was Tutuban Mall. Those areas. And there was this stall. Kung if you're familiar with Green Hills right now, ganun siyang style. So, stall, stall, stall. And we got a job. Siya yung cargador siya. Tapos ako, cashier.
cashier.
Kahera. Ayos ko. Ayan, kahera. And when I asked, nung matanda na ako, ba't mo ako kinuhang kahera? Sabi sa akin nung first mentor ko was, kasi una, maputi ka, pangalawa, nag english ka. So, makakuha ka ng clients. So, sabi sa akin. And true enough, I got to talk with her clients kasi we were in the gray market, the black market actually. We were selling parts. So, cellphone parts, 5110, 3210. Uso yun ng time na yun eh.
Okay.
And before kasi mabalot yung supplies, it takes us around 2 to 3 hours to fix them up, which gave me a lot of time to speak with these business owners. Kasi if you don't know, ang Chinese Filipino business owners, lalo na yung mga, kahit yung mga malalaki na ha, mas gusto nila sila directly yung nagdi-deal with suppliers. Hindi nila
Mm.
yan inuutos. Ugali talaga nila yan. That's something that I noticed. I grew up with a lot of them. And I kept asking questions. Questions like, paano po ba kumuha ng kapital? Paano po ba umutang? Paano mag-set up ng ganito? Ganyan, mga ganun
Tapos
yung
ilang
tanong.
taon ka na yan, yung mga tanong
Yeah.
mo, parang parang grown
Di
up
ba?
na.
Pang matanda. Yeah, it was between 6 and 11 years old. 6 and 10 actually. So, ang tagal ko siyang ginawa. Tapos ako, sinasagot naman talaga nila ako. Ngayon, other than those people, minsan dala nila yung assistant sila or yung mga anak nila na ka-age ko. So, sila yung mga kasama kong lumaki talaga. So, I had a wide spectrum kasi it's either batang laking Quiapo or anak ng negosyante. Yun ang kausap ko lagi. Kaya, ang laki talaga ng chance ko to learn from many kinds of people. And then, when I became 11, doon na ako nagkaroon ng lakas ng loob. Pero sa totoo lang, 7 pa lang ako, pinaplano ko na siya. Sabi ko, magkakaroon ako ng sarili kong stall. Kasi nakikita ko magkano yung kinikita niya eh. Ako yung cashier eh. Diba? Nakita ko magkano yung
Tas ang
pumapasok,
laki,
magkano yung
no?
net. Tapos yung sweldo niya sa amin. So, nakukompute ko na. Ito yung kinikita niya. Ganyan. Hindi ko pa nga alam kung nagtatak siya noong panahon yun. Diba? So, I was really just computing. Sinasatrak ko lang. So sabi ko, one day, magiging negosyante rin ako. Ganito pala kabilis yung pera. Sabi ko gano'n. And when I was 11, umutang ako sa kanya, dun sa owner. She was my first mentor, di ba? Pumayag siya. So ang inutang ko nun was 60,000 pesos.
At
Doon ako
pinautang ka niya.
napunta. Oh,
11
pinautang
years
niya
old
ako.
ka lang, pinautang ka niya. Ang galing.
Pero nung lumaki na ako, she passed away 2019. I remember speaking with her when I graduated, 2013. I asked her the question. Sabi ko, ba't mo ako pinagkatiwalaan? Ba't mo ako pinautang? Sabi ko ganyan. Tapos sabi niya, ang tagal-tagal mong naging kahera, wala akong nawala ni Cinco. That's why. So, it's really sa trust. Oo. Binigay niya sa akin yun kasi alam niya babalik ko no matter what. My initial problem back then was, I was a minor. Hindi ako pwede magnegosyo. So, ang kinuha ko, yung unang teenager na makikita ko, hindi yung kuya ko kasi yung kuya ko, siya yung nag-aaral para sa aming dalawa. Hindi ako mapag-aral eh. Delayed ako ng 2 years eh. So, while he was studying for us, kumuha ako ng cargador namin. Sabi ko, oy, 19 years old siya. Sabi ko, pwede ka na. By paper, siya lang yung legal. So, siya yung nag-ayos
Buti
ng papel.
trustworthy
Again,
din si Cargador.
Oo. Yeah, sabi ko nga sa'yo, again, luck. Because that guy until now is one of my directors. So, ang dami na, nakabili na siya ng 3 bahay under our wing.
Wow.
Yeah, ninang ako ng lahat ng anak niya. Ganun na close yung family namin. And he's one of the people that, I really, really, really trust up until now. Ang tanda na niya, di ba, compared to me. Pero yung relationship na build talaga namin, it's really because of trust. From there talaga na paikot-ikot na yung business. So the business that we built was gaming consoles, nagpipirata kami ng mga kanta. Namimirata kami ng PS1 games. Noong time na yun, hindi yun illegal. Okay? Kailan lang naging illegal yan? Diba? Namimirata kami. And then, we started selling PS1. So, I was really into gaming. Matagal na gamer na talaga. When that made money, if you notice, I just keep on, kikita yung negosyo, gagawa ko ng bagong business. Kung magpipinch man ako ng pera, napakakonti lang, 10% or less. That's what I'd get for myself. Because my goal was to become a millionaire. So, inisip ko, kung kukuha ng pera sa negosyo ko, hindi ako maging milyonaryo. Kailangan, kung anong kitain ko sa negosyong to, gawin ko ring negosyo. Nagawin ko negosyo. Because let's be real, the business that I had back then, yung pamimirata, hindi yun kamilyon-milyon. So, sabi ko, the only purpose of this business is to build capital for a bigger business. So, from that business, I started making ipon for a taxi line. Doon na talaga lumaki, bumilis. Wala pang Grab nun eh. So, taxis. Hanggang 1 taxi, 2, 3, naging ngayon, we are at 62. So, if na-notice nyo, naka-Grab na rin yun.
Yeah,
so, if na-notice
of course.
Syempre dapat updated tayo.
Oo.
Kung may napansin kayong taxi na pink yung buntot, tapos may nakasulat na Rose Nikki, yun. Iba yung gusto kong pangalan, pero wala na kasing ibang pwede. Yun na lang yung pinayagan. Sige, tiisin natin yung Rose Nikki na yan. Because my name is Rose Nikki. Pero ako parang ang pangit talaga. Pero yun, wala tayong magagawa. Tapos from there, pinaikot-ikot ng lahat. So we got na a salon. Most of the shops in the first shop that I set up in Namimirata, until now, buhay pa rin yun. But imbis na one little
Sana
store right
hindi na
now,
rin
we
naman
have two store.
namimirata pa rin ba?
Hindi na, bawal na, bawal na.
Bawal na,
Binenta ko
guys,
na yung mga
ha?
burner.
Bawal na yun, ha,
Hindi na
guys.
pwede, hindi na pwede. Mm. Ano, if you go to Santa Lucia, 'di ba, there's a grocery there sa harap nun. So like 21 of those shops, nag-multiply na siya. It's still ours. But as a
Wow.
gift to my mom, yun na yung binigay ko sa kanya para may income siya. Wala na
Passive
ako
income na siya.
nakukuha doon. Siya na rin yung nag-manage. Ayun, from there, I accidentally discovered trading in college. So I got into stocks first. Pero for those who are in stocks, you would know, ang hirap nun. Because if you're studying college, di ba, umaga hanggang hapon, nag-out tab ka habang nasa klase kasi bawal eh. Tsaka pag uwi mo, wala na yung stock market. That's how I
Mm-mm.
discovered the forex market. Tapos
Mm-mm.
ayun, hindi na talaga ako nag-look back after. And tuloy-tuloy na. Until now, I still have some of the businesses. I still trade. I still have my financial advisor team. And ayun, potato life na lang ako ngayon. That's what we say.
Super! Alam nyo guys, just to share, no? Talagang share, no? Si Nikki, pag nakikita ko ng mga post niya, grabe talaga. Parang retirement niya na. Kasi resin making na lang siya. Alam mo yun, parang basta kung
Yeah.
ano-ano na lang pinaggagawa niya sa buhay niya, nagpaplantika na lang siya, ganyan. And talagang puro passive income na lang talaga yung nangyayari sa kanya. Alam mo ba, Nikki, kakasimula lang natin, may mga nagtatanong na dito. Teka lang guys,
Go!
teka lang. Okay. Sige, kasi baka matabunan. Okay, meron tanong dito si Wendy. Medyo malalim siya talaga magtanong, guys. What was your mission at the start of your business? Okay.
Okay.
Sisimulan ba
Which
natin sa
business?
pamamirat? Hindi,
Yun
siguro
yun eh.
sa
Which
ano,
business?
feeling ko, Nikki, for every business that kasi you've mentioned
Mm,
yung una is yung startup mo. Okay, startup business.
yeah.
And the second one is yung sa taxi, di ba? And then, the third one is yung mga stores mo pa rin na pinalit mo pa rin doon sa startup business mo. And then, yung forex trading mo na ngayon, di ba? But whenever you do business, what is your mission siguro to start that kind of business? Or what is your
Okay, to be
objective?
honest,
Ganyan.
oo. Siyempre nung nagsisimula ako when I was younger, to be honest, it's just para makaalis sa kahirapan. Yun lang yun, dati. Okay, as before, I had no concept. Mind you guys ha, I grew up kasi with business people. So I had no idea that it wasn't normal for a kid to be doing that. Akala ko normal yun. Okay? Kasi ang mga kalaro ko nga, mga either batang Quiapo or anak ng mga negosyante. Na itong mga anak ng mga negosyante, they also speak business. So as I grew up, the main reason was really just to make money. But there was this very, very specific moment in my life that I can still remember, and I mentioned this in the book. Now that's when everything changed for me, like the way I look at business. It was when I was in college. I was 18 years old. I was offered to become a financial advisor sa ibang company pa ako nun before, sa Green Company. Tapos pumayag ako. Kasi pinakataan ako ng ROI. Sabi ko, pwede na, laway lang ang puhunan. Ba't hindi? Ang laki ng kitaan as a financial advisor. 'Di ba? Ako naman, nagulat ako because I realized that sales was natural for me eh. It's probably because nga, maaga pa lang, nakikipag-usap na ako sa suppliers, sa mga kliyenteng nagrereklamo. So,
Correct.
nasanay na ako. I
Exposure.
grew up, in that field talaga na alam ko na kung paano sumagot. Walang naniniwala, I'm an introvert, I really am. Pero the way I speak, kung ano ako ngayon, ganun na ako before. Ganito na ako. So, it seems confident, but pinaghirapan ko talaga to. Ngayon, during that time, when I was 18, I entered the life insurance business. I was exposed to a lot of people because it's sales. And then one day, hindi mo naman, kasi pag FA ka, hindi mo naman aakalain na may mamamatay ka talagang kliyente. Di ba? I mean, like, you wouldn't think it will actually happen. Though halos everyday natin siya pinag-uusapan, di ba? Na death, illnesses, yung mga yan. And imagine, batang-bata ako, may namatay akong kliyente. Sabi ko, anong gagawin ko dito? Oh my God. Di ba? Pero sabi ko, napakamalas ko naman na ako pa of all FAs yung namatayan. And I remember coming from school, I had that Jansport backpack par. Ganun kabata. Pupunta ako sa burol. Kasi sabi sa akin ng manager ko, pupunta ka sa burol, kausapin mo yung pamilya bago mo kunin yung claim. Kasi syempre, i-console-console mo muna sila bago usapang pera, di ba? So, okay, pumunta ako. And I will never forget the face of the wife of my client na nung sinabi ko sa kanya, "Hi, insurance agent po ako ng asawa mo." Kasi bata ako eh. Yung mukha niya sobrang, "Ha?
Ano?
Ikaw?
Ne.
Bakit?" 'Di ba? Parang sina-scam mo ba ako? Kasi bata talaga, as in 18. So, sabi ko, "Seryoso po?" Ayan. Yes, but when I was introduced to the kids, dun ko na-realize, like, oh my God, ito yung kaya kong gawin. Na yun lang ang ginawa ko. I even made money from it. But because of what I did, these kids, makapag-aral sila ng college. Dahil lang nakipag-usap ako sa stranger na nakita ko, hindi pa nga Facebook noon eh, parang multiply pa nung time na yun. As in, ganun nakatanda. Well, going to Facebook na at that time. So sabi ko, okay to. And that's when I started asking myself, like, why do I do what I do in any way? Like, ba't ako nagpapahirap? Is it really just to make money? Because there came a point when I already got the millions and I asked myself, is this it? Because if this is it, napaka-boring naman. I mean, okay, I got to buy this, I got to buy that, I got to experience this, yun na yun. And you will always get to that point. And the real mission now, since that day, it's been more than 10 years, is to make people realize na, na sana, wag ka nang magsayang ng buong, I had the early privilege to become a business person. So, ang gusto kong legacy sana is, wag ka na magsayang ng buhay mo na nagtatrabaho ka for money and then one day you'll realize it's all for nothing. Na it's all
Correct.
for, yung, alam mo yon 65 ka na bago mo ma-realize, ito na yon, diba? There's nothing wrong with wanting money, but it has to be intentional, it has to be deliberate. You need to know why you're earning money in the first place. So I hope that's something that we can impart as we go along. And this is why I'm still working even if I don't have to. If people ask me, I always ask this question, no, what will you do if money isn't an issue? It will always be this. Show you that, you have to live intentionally. You only have one life to live. Yun.
Yeah. Agree, sobrang agree. Yun yung sobrang naa-amaze ako kay Nikki, guys. Kasi yun nga eh, marami siyang ginagawa ngayon that tama yung sinabi niya eh. For example, nag-aim ka na gusto mo magkaroon ng million, pero pag nagkaroon ka na ng 1 million, parang ano na, you have to define what that 1 million can do for you. It has to
Yeah.
anchor on something. Eh. It has to anchor on your purpose. It has to anchor on your advocacy. Whatever that is, however simple it is, it has to anchor on something. It doesn't have to end dun sa pera lang, 'di ba? Kasi once you achieve that, wala, boring talaga. Talagang nakarelate, no? Boring talaga if you don't have a purpose using those money. Meron pang follow-up question dito si Wendy. Maganda yung mga questions ito. What do you feel is the biggest strength of your business right now? Teka, hindi ko pa nga natatanong sa
Definitely.
kanya, Wendy, yung yung business niya ngayon. So, teka lang, ito muna pala. Kaya,
Sige,
teka,
sige.
Okay, mamaya na yan. Babalikan ko siya sa Wendy, Okay. So you've talked about your businesses and you've said that there are businesses that you still have right now, right? Like yung taxi,
Yeah.
ginrab ko naman siya, 'di ba? Tapos may mga stores ka pa rin right now. But what are the businesses na ngayon mo lang inopen and then you find na talagang very din siya sa lucrative din siya for you? Kasi parang if I remember
Okay.
it right, you have I think 11 or 9 ba na businesses. I can't
10.
remember sa top. Ay,
10 right now.
gitna, di ba? Ay, okay, you have 10 businesses. Okay. So, na-identify na natin yung tatlo. Kahit hindi mo na sabihin yung iba.
Mm.
Ayan, so kung ano yung pwede mong i-share, what are the other businesses that you have? And doon natin ipapasok yung question ni Wendy na what do you feel is the biggest strength of your business right now? Okay.
Okay. So, yung iba kasi sa kanila, 7 of them are business to business. So, we don't market them as much. tsaka boring na siya. Yun, ito, mga traditional businesses, warehousing, logistics, trucking, all of those things, real estate, raw land, art investments. But the three na business to customer, which you often see that I promote, so these are also my most challenging. Kasi along the way, I realized mas madaling makipag-usap sa isa pang negosyo kaysa sa customer. So tatlong very challenging businesses for me. And those are the trading community, Leo Advantage, my team of financial advisors, which is under ProLife UK, we're called NFG Global. And this year, we just opened LA NFG Book Publishing, which is the first venture capital book publishing house in not just the Philippines but Southeast Asia. In that business model, we're the first to do that. Yun, very, very, ano sila, lucrative, especially yung financial advisor because as a manager, I earn overrides eh. So I don't really have to sell that much. I just have to make sure that my team is earning a lot and helping a lot of people. Ang sinasabi ko nga sa kanila, pag hindi kayo kumikita, ibig sabihin nun wala kayong natutulungan. Ganun lang kasimple yan. Okay? So, biggest strength of my businesses right now, always, always my people. And it's not because I spoil them, it's because I choose the right people. I think that would be my strength. Hindi ka makakapasok sa team ko kung hindi ko alam na may potential ka or hindi ako naniniwala sa'yo. My team knows this and I would make a shout out because I see some of them here. Hello, Mao. Hello, Rhea. They're some of my best actually in my team. And they
Hello,
know na
hello.
parang, oo, sa days na hindi nga nila alam na magaling sila, ako pa yung uuga sa'yo na parang, engot ka ba? Walang hindi magaling sa team natin, ha? Sometimes I have to remind them that. And that's really, really, really my strength. As in, the people inside the team, our culture. Some of the people here know, actually nakita nga nila ako before this talk, they know NFG beyond the filters. So, they know me beyond the page, beyond the brand. They see my weakest, weirdest alien conspiracy sides. And I think there's beauty there because we can run our business like we're just friends and we can have fun. Because that's one thing that's very, very, very important for me, which I think is a strength also. Na we always try to make the business as fun as possible. Kasi para sa akin, like yung sinasabi sa kanila, kung hindi na masaya, what's the point?
Yeah.
And no, we always try to, kasi kung ang message mo is, which I always say, you only have one life to live, tapos sa trabaho ka pa on something na hindi mo rin i-enjoy, wag na, sayang sa oras. Hindi mo na enjoy puro pera lang, ano ba yon? Gusto ko, may pera
Tama.
na nga, masaya ka pa. Di ba? I mean, nandiyan na rin eh. So yon, that's definitely one. Number two, I would say, which is also a big tip for everyone who wants to start anything, all of my businesses are values-based. So, when leading a team, kasi kung napansin nyo, no, the businesses that I have, minimum, ang pinakamaliit kong team so far ay yung publishing. Merong 5 to 6 people in there. But for something as big as the financial advisor business, we're more than 100. You have to deal with people na iba-ibang ugali, iba-iba ang arte, iba-iba ang issue. Oh my God, on a daily basis, yung mga reklamo nila, iba-iba. Parang ako, tao lang ako, girls. 'Di ba? And it's always values-based na as a leader, I should know. Hindi sila pwedeng isaksak sa isang template na kung anong sakit ng isa, yun din ang solusyon sa isa.
Correct.
So, all of my business, since it's ang strength nga ay tao, it's my job to get to know each and every person and their strengths and weaknesses and values and what's important to them and make it strengths-based. Na hindi lahat action-oriented like me. Yung iba, mas restorative type, 'di ba? So I have to understand that. Parang yun, sa totoo lang, yun na nga lang yung kailangan kong gawin. Hindi na ako pwedeng mag-arte dyan. And yun, I try to make the business as fun as possible. Yeah, that's how I do it.
Parang barkadahan lang, no?
Yeah, oh, they know this.
Amazing, amazing. Baka mamaya maging kating mo na ako. Bigla, joke lang guys, I
Game.
love you. May team din ako guys. Sorry, may team. And I love my team, okay?
Open kami
Ayan,
dyan.
parang ako, ayun. Anyway, biglang na,
Baka
no?
mapanood ka ng pasma.
Okay. Oo nga, baka nanonood sila. Okay, anyway, okay. So, sige, let's talk about the business again, okay? We're there, okay, nasabi mo na kasi marami kang business and there are businesses that you were able to sustain, di ba? And there are businesses that it's really value-based and tapos mga tao talaga yung importante para sa'yo, di ba? Were there a business that you wish you shouldn't have started at all?
Oo naman, ang dami. Oh my God,
But, pwede ba
during
i-share?
mga talks
Sige.
na ganito, oo naman, during mga talks na ganito, people see like, wow, 10 businesses. Guys, just me, bago umabot doon, if I can count, siguro wala namang hundreds, but definitely
Mm-mm.
above 50
Mm-mm.
trials and failed businesses already. Now, these are businesses na talagang ininvestan na, nilagyan ng pera. May mga sobrang laki. Nag-try ako ng human resources. That was a big flop. As in, grabe, human resources businesses. Pag-ano ng mga janitor, mga helper, big ano sa akin, failure for me. Ang laking perang nawala ko dyan. Nag-try rin ako ng cement supply. Nag-try, dami ko ng trinay, Diyos mio. Nag-try rin ako ng, nag-try ako ng artista agency. Didn't
Ay!
work for me as well. Because, yeah, because my father is connected eh. My dad is a lawyer. Siya yung parang Vicky Bello ng mga artista, pero abogado. So sabi ko, okay,
Mm-mm.
sa akin na yung connections, lagyan ko na lang ng pera, pero hindi rin nag-work. Ang dami ko. Because I thought, one of my biggest strengths as a business person is really marketing and branding. So inisip
Mm-mm.
ko,
Mm-mm.
kaya ko na yan. But hindi pala. So what I learned is iba-iba talaga ang taste din kada business. So hindi porket you're good in one thing, like for me, marketing and branding, that would work for
Mm-mm.
isasaksak ko na lang yung template na sa negosyong to ganun din, yun lang naman pala eh. Hindi
Mm-mm.
talaga. It really depends on yung tao sa loob. So if kaya for you who are watching and want to start a business tapos nag-attempt kayo ng isa and then nag-fail, huwag kayong mapanghinaan ng loob. Kasi I'll just say it straight ha. Ewan ko, sanay naman na ata kayo pag pinapanood niyo ako. Diretso naman talaga ako magsalita eh. Pag napanghinaan ka ng loob sa isang negosyong nag-fail, ang kapal na mukha mo, girl. Kasi, I mean, truth be told, hindi lang isa mag-fail. Expect that you'll fail 10, 20, even 100 times. And then
Correct.
magsa-succeed dyan yung isa, dalawa, 10 out of 100. Basta, you can't get it right sa first try. Never. If you
Correct.
are, grabe, prodigy ka, ang galing-galing mo naman. Wala akong kilalang ganun.
I would always say nga, if ever you fail and you fail multiple times, it's your preparation for something bigger, eh, 'di ba? Kasi
Yeah.
you can't handle the bigger things with an old you. It has to be a new you. And for you to be a new
Yeah.
you, kailangan ma-harness ka ng panahon. And if those failures would become lessons that you can bring along with you for that big mission or big break that you are waiting for, then so be it. Tama si Nikki, huwag kayo
Yeah.
mapanghinaan ng loob kahit sa isang beses lang. Guys, 40 anyos ako nang nagkaroon ng Womani Talks. Ito po ang aking pangarap sa buhay, guys. Inabot ako ng
Aww.
40 years. At kaharap ko pa si NFG. O ano pang mahihiling ko?
Thank you.
Diba? It's amazing. I mean, marami talaga tayong pagdadaanan. So anyway, so kanina ang question ko is what was supposed to be the business na sana hindi mo na lang sinimulan. Pero ano naman yung business na sana sinimulan mo ng maaga?
Art, definitely, sana. I discovered art kasi by accident eh.
Mm-mm.
Ang kwento diyan, ano 'yun, yung street sa Manila na maraming nagbebenta ng fishball. Letter E. So,
Escolta ba to? Hindi ko alam.
Escolta, ayun.
Oo, nahula lang
Oo.
ako. Okay, go.
Maraming nagbebenta ng fishball. Sa Escolta, meron kami dong one of the businesses, we have a co-working space there. So it's still there. And one day, nag-aano lang ako, nagpapahinga ako, bumaba lang ako. As in, pure accident. Okay. Pagkababa ko doon, may nagbebenta ng parang garage sale sa labas. Alam niyo naman sa Escolta, medyo kalat-kalat pa doon, di ba? When I got there was this guy selling stuff ng nag-pass away niyang grandpa. And then may nakita ako dong painting ng parang, ano yun, manok. Yung pinangsasabong, ayun. Tapos, sabi ko, magkano to? Sabi niya, 3,000. Sabi ko, sige, pwede na. Ang laking painting eh. Lalagay ko sa opisina ko. Sabi ko, maganda bagay. And then, I got it. Mga 2 years later, 3 years later ko na nalaman how much the painting was really worth. Kasi pinalinis ko yung frame. So, sa mall, dinala ko siya. Papalinis ko lang talaga yung frame kasi madumi na. Tapos sabi sa akin nung nag-aayos sa mall, "Ma'am, sure ka dito mo 'to papagawa?" Sabi ko, "Bakit? Anong meron diyan?" Sabi niya, ano po, eh, si Salita yung gumawa 'to." Sabi ko, "Sino yun?" Hindi ko siya kilala. Tapos sabi niya, "Sikat yun. Ano ma'am, check ko lang, ah." Tapos nalaman ko na yung painting na yun, ang worth niya during that time was around 200,000-300,000 pesos. Sa parang sabi ko, "Oh my God." Yeah,
So,
nabili ko na siya ng
so
3K.
yung nagbenta sa'yo, hindi rin niya alam
Hindi
siguro?
niya alam.
Oh
Oo,
my
hindi niya alam.
gosh!
Nagsisi rin ako kasi sa totoo lang ang dami niyang binibentang painting. So sabi ko sana bumili pa ako mas marami. And then ano, sabi ko, grabe ganun lang yun. And then I got addicted to it. I started studying art, no? And art investing and collecting is exactly like real estate and stocks. Exactly the same. Ang difference lang is
Mm,
mas madali siya ibenta tsaka mas masarap siyang titigan. But yung
mhm,
results, yung ROI, exactly the same. So yun sana yung matagal na sana maaga ko nasimulan. Ang
mhm.
laki-laki-laki ng potential until now, art is almost beating my forex profits. Gano'n siya kalakas. Na
So,
at the same time
nagba-buy and
na-enjoy
sell
ko
ka rin
but
ngayon ng
maganda.
paintings?
Yeah, kasi parang investment style, eh, I collect. So kunyari I collect a painting, yung value niya naggo-grow within months, 2 months, 3 months compared to
Mhm,
stocks na medyo mas mabagal at saka
mhm.
real estate, 'di ba? Gano'n siya kabilis. So yeah, I also sell paintings. Yun, sana
Galing.
earlier ko siya na-learn.
Wendy, abangan mo 'to si Nikki. Eh, si Wendy kasi, yung tito kasi ni Wendy is, nagbebenta rin ng mga painting. So, from different
Yun!
artists din, yeah. Magiging friends kayo niya ni Wendy, ayan. Kung ikaw may Nikki, ako may
Go.
Wendy. Ay, kung ikaw may Wana, ako may Wendy pala. Ayan, dapat pang-double date.
Yes.
Ayan, okay.
Mag-usap tayo,
Alright,
Wendy.
ayan, okay yan si Wendy. Ayan, anyway, okay. So, sa'yo kasi it worked eh. Because you were in that, what do you call this, in that environment na talagang halos lahat ng tao, eh, entrepreneur mindset, di ba? Even though galing ka sa family of lawyers, right? Di ba, puro mga hurado na
Yes.
nga yung apelido. Puro mga lawyers pa talaga yung pinanggalingan. But you went into a different path of being an entrepreneur, or being a businesswoman, di ba? It worked for you. But eto kasi yung question din ng mga ibang tao. Or eto yung mga parang limiting beliefs, kung matatawag ba natin na sinasabi kasi nila na not everyone can be an entrepreneur. Do you believe in that?
Mm. I would say everyone can be an entrepreneur, but not everyone is willing to do the necessary work. Okay?
Mm.
Lahat kaya. I mean, sa totoo lang, ang kailangan mo lang naman diyan, kapital. Kapital na pambibili mo ng kung ano mang kailangan mo, tapos ibebenta mo at a higher profit. Yun lang naman ang negosyo eh. Sobrang simple. Magbibigay ka ng service or ng product na ganito yung presyo, tawag ito, ibebenta mo siya, i-market mo siya at a higher price. Business. Period.
Mm-mm.
Simple. The problem is, not everyone is willing to wait. Okay,
Mm-mm.
masyadong nagmamadali. Because we have this image of a business person. I mean, I'm gonna ask the audience, okay, bahala na kayo mag-isip on your own. If you define a successful person, I can bet. When I say successful person na negosyante, bet ko sure ball, iisipin nyo, nakasuit, merong suitcase, or yun, kung ano yung nakikita natin sa movies. Eh guys, movie lang yan. Kung nakikita nyo talaga yung sa totoong buhay, hindi ganun yung itsura nun. Ang itsura nila, ngarag, gutom, may eye bags, hirap na
Ang
hirap.
itsura nila
At
naka-pajama. Si,
exactly,
si
oo.
Nikki.
Hirap na hirap. Naka-pajama. No, that's true. They don't have, yung glitz and glam. They don't have the
Yeah.
office. These business
Mhm.
people, they're in the garahe, nagsa-stock or whatever. Nasa Quiapo, kumukuha ng supplies. Ganon. Ganon ang negosyante. And not everyone willing gawin yun. Akala kasi nila, mag-decide lang nilang, magiging negosyante ako, tapos 'pag naramdaman nila yung hirap, ay wag na lang. Do'n na lang ako sa aircon na opisina as an
Mhm.
employee. Okay, because they want things easy. But the truth is
Yeah.
before things get easy, they have to be hard first. That's what I mean whenever I say paulit-ulit-ulit, slow is fast. Before
Mhm.
things become easy for you, bago ka, mag-retire early, bago ka mag-live ng life na nakita mo sa Instagram na fake lang naman din, minsan, huwag kang maniwala doon. Hindi yung totoo. Di ba? Why would anyone put their struggles online? Hello? I mean, di
Mhm.
ba?
Correct.
Huwag kayong maniwala doon. Because people think, ganun lang kadali. Ito lang gagawin ko. Kukuha lang ako ng ganitong negosyo, mayaman na ako bukas. Hindi ganyan. No. If you want to grow, if you want to grow, you have to get dirty. As in, sobra. Dapat willing kang
Mm.
masaktan, willing kang maghirap. If you're not willing to do the necessary work, that's what I call it, necessary work. Kasi necessary talaga siya. If
Yeah.
you're willing to do the necessary work, you will get there. But I will tell you as early as now. Once you get there, once ipatikim sa'yo ng slight, papahirapan ka ulit. Ite-test ka niya over and over and over again. Until one day, ma-realize mo, lahat ng tests at struggles at obstacles na pinagdaanan mo, padali ng padali. It's not because
Mhm.
padali siya ng padali. It's because pagaling ka ng pagaling. Yun.
Yes.
Magagaling,
Agree.
ka willing dun sa hurdle 1 pa lang, give up ka na, 'di ba? Kaya for me, I get this kaya ako, if you see, I get very passionate when I talk about this. Because every single day,
Mm.
I get this message, Nikki, how to be you po. Ay nako, ayoko nang sumagot kasi pag sinagot ko naman yan, hindi naman kayo willing gumalaw.
Correct.
Yun lang yun.
Yung mga
Yun.
business
I hope that
owners kasi sila talaga yung they do the hard work. Yung their hands are getting all the dirty work, di ba? There are things that you can
yeah.
delegate, there are things that you can assign to another person, to a staff maybe, but all the other things, ikaw talaga yung gagawa nun as a business owner because you have to oversee everything first before you can fully, di ba, give it to someone else, di ba? Minsan nga kahit na ibibigay mo na
Yeah.
siya sa iba, parang hindi ka pa rin komportable. Alam mo yung gano'n? Parang
Yes.
hindi parang mas kailangan ako pa rin yung gumawa. Parang gano'n yung nangyayari. So, hindi siya talaga, I
Totoo
agree
yan.
100% with Nikki when she said that lahat gustong magnegosyo because they think that's an easy money, but not everyone is willing to do the hard work. Kasi mahirap talaga siya, guys. Bukod sa, ang dali lang maglabas ng pera. Pero yung imanipula mo yung lahat para maging maayos yung negosyo mo, that's the hardest part. Sobra. Ang
Yes.
dali lang talaga magpondo. So, anyway. Alright, so, ang daming ang daming nang nagtatanong dito. Alam mo, hindi na ako masyadong maka makasunod dito sa mga pinagsasabi nitong mga audience natin ngayon, no? Tapos si Wendy, sinabi niya dito, lahat talaga ng negosyo makaka-experience ng failures at hurdles, but when you're persistent, you'll be able to pick yourself back and keep moving forward to reach your goal. Very inspiring, Miss Nikki, galing. Oh, di ba? And,
Thank you.
si Lad, nandito din si Lad.
Hi,
Ayan.
lad.
Intramuros daw yung letter E kanina. Ayan na naman si Lad. Ayan. Nako, ang daming, whether here, si Rhea said, whether you think it is possible or impossible, you are right. I definitely agree. Si Jane, eto ka-team ko to. Jane, hindi pa tayo lilipat kahit na sinabi ng mga tao dito. Jane, dito lang tayo, Jane. Lakas ng loob at suporta ng nakapaligid sa'yo. Totoo yan. So, suportahan lang naman talaga tayo, guys. Ayan. Si Mau ulit. Grabe, classic, never gets old yung pangaral ni Nikki. Ayan. Mukhang lagi mo silang pinapangaralan, Nikki.
Yeah, pag nag-aarte sila, they're part of my team eh. So, sanay na
Oo.
sila. Pag nag-aarte sila sa team, naririnig na nila ako lagi.
Makakarinig na sila sa'yo, no? Ayan, si Lad, ang sabi niya, hindi na pala dapat ako maging pogi. Yes lang. Okay. Eto, gusto ko rin to sinabi mo na to, Nikki. I've heard this before. Ang version naman na narinig ko, ang target palaki ng palaki kasi ang assumption pagaling ka ng pagaling. Yun naman yung version na
Yes.
narinig ko that time. And
That's
it's a
true.
classic talaga. It's a very good reminder for us na kaya ka talaga nahihirapan because nga pagaling ka na. Hindi naman pwedeng stagnant lang tayo palagi at lagi na lang tayo nadadalian, diba? Ayan. Si Matthew, how to be you po minus the effort. Yun yung tanong talaga eh. Sabi niya gano'n. Okay. Ayan, si Faith. Always full of golden nuggets, NFG. Thank you. Ayan. And
Thank
si
you.
Ate Jeanette,
Natikman ko na.
patikim, ay, oo, oo.
Masarap. Thank
Uy,
you.
hindi ko
Salamat
nabasa
sa
yung suda.
padala.
Salamat po. Ayan.
Mm.
Okay. Ay, naku, naano ko doon sa biglang Yasoda. Ano ba yan, Ate Jeanette? Hindi ko nabasa kaagad. Nahiya naman ako. Biglang nakapag-promote, ano. Ayan, okay. So, ang dami na nating na, ang dami ko nang narinig sa iyo and ang dami na ring natutunan ng mga viewers natin. Sa sobrang ganda ng usapan, magre-reach na tayo doon sa 1 hour natin. It has been 50 minutes na nag-uusap tayo dito. Less than 50
Wow.
minutes kasi may pa-intro naman tayo, no? But sa dami ng mga sinabi mo kanina, and it's ano kasi, parang very diverse yung pagkaka-explain natin depending on my question, ganyan. But if ever there are things or there are tips that you want to share with our viewers right now kung paano magkakaroon ng negosyo, if you could sum it all up from start to finish, kung ano yung mga dapat nilang gawin to prepare, kung ano yung dapat nilang ihanda emotionally, financially, not just financially, but also emotionally, and also yung sa effort na kailangan nila i-exert, ano yung mga kailangan nilang intindihin, ano yung mga kailangan nila isa puso at isa isip. Go ahead, Nikki.
Okay. Huwag kayong mafo-FOMO. Never get into a business just because na FOMO ka. So for example, ito yung uso ngayong pandemic, cryptocurrencies. Nothing against it. Some people make money from it, but don't jump the bandwagon. Don't join just because everyone is doing it. Okay, so wag kayo mafo-FOMO. What I would suggest if you're going to find a business that you'd want to start is find a problem na masaya kang sasagutin. Okay? Find a problem na kapag hindi masagot, nasasaktan ka. So for example, a big problem that until now, tagal-tagal, more than 10 years ko na ito ginagawa, hindi ko pa rin nasasagot, and this is why we're still doing it, is financial literacy is still not taught in primary schools. Now to get there, kailangan natin ma-penetrate ang legislative. Kailangan natin pumunta sa Senado. Ngayon, ano bang magagawa ko as a business owner to do that? We have to get the message across. Una sa lahat, we have to make sure that people understand why it's important so that we're heard. Okay? So that is a problem na gusto ko talagang sagutin. Because unless, kahit sobrang dami natin, kunyari, influencers, financial advisors who talk about it. If it's not gonna be a part of the primary school curriculum, nothing is gonna change. Ang mahirap, magiging mahirap pa rin. Nagsastart na nga akong mag-believe that people actually want the poor to stay poor eh. 'Di ba? Kasi these people, if they're educated, if they know how money works, hindi sila ganyan. Hindi ganun, hindi magsistay ng ganun ang buhay nila. Imagine grade 3 ka pa lang, tinuturuan ka na tungkol sa pera. Imagine grade 3 ka pa lang, ang question sa'yo, how do you define success? There's so many things na mababago natin nation in our country and culturally, 'di ba? So that is a big problem na gusto kong masagot in my lifetime. Kung hindi man in my lifetime, sana it is a problem na pwede kong mapasa sa maraming tao din kasi gugustuhin nilang sagutin din yon. That is the legacy that I wanna give to every person that I meet. So, find a problem na pag nakita mong hindi mo masagot-sagot, na ninigas ka sa galit. Yung gano'n, okay? Because that is the business that you will enjoy. Kasi ang ano bang negosyo? Ang negosyo is simply problem solving. You have a problem, I have a solution. Yun lang yun, di ba? So that's my major tip. Kasi yun, pag ganun yung hinanap nyo, mahirap yung give upan. Diba? If it's something that
Yeah.
you really care about, hirap yung give upan. I always say this, malamang nabasa nyo ito paulit-ulit, nasa libro ko na rin to. Passion is not something you love, okay? You don't start a business because you enjoy it. That's a hobby. That's not a business, okay? Passion is not something you love. People think it is. No. Passion is a struggle, a kind of struggle that you're willing to go through. Kind of pain that you're willing to go through. Kaya nga passion of Christ yung tawag, di ba? So, anong klaseng pain? Anong klaseng struggle? Yung handang-handa kang tanggapin. Ano yung klaseng struggle na game kang harapin araw-araw, araw-araw, na no matter what happens to you and to yung support na meron ka, mawala man sila, G ka pa din kasi sobrang
Mm.
passionate mo about that pain. Okay? Usually, nami-misplace ng tao ang passion as pleasure eh. But no, passion is something na it's struggle eh, na game kang harapin. So ano yun? Sagutin mo
Mm.
kung anong klaseng paghihirap yung willing kang pagdaanan. I think if you find those things, something na willing kang paglaban buong buhay mo and something na kaya mong pagdaanan day in and day out, you will succeed. Okay? The money, it will come. Not because it is your reward. The money will come as your tool para lalong
Mm.
lumaki yung message mo so that it can get it out there. Sometimes I get messages na eh. They ask me, Nikki, sobrang swerte mo lang bang tao? Kasi para kang Midas. Sinasabi nga nila, meron akong Midas touch. Parang kahit anong hawakan mo, nagiginto. So, ang sinasabi ko,
Mm.
well, that is true. Number one, sobrang akong swerteng tao, naniniwala talaga ako dyan. That's one of my beliefs of
Pakihawakan nga ako.
mamamatay ka, girl. 'Di ba? Ayun, naniniwala talaga ako, swerte ako. Pero number two,
Mm.
naniniwala rin ako na kaya ako gano'n, why everything, works for me is because binibigyan ako ng resources, ng tools so that I get to push my message more because it's an important message. So if you find that, the universe, God, whatever you call it, bibigyan ka niya ng lahat ng resources na kailangan mo na lang gamitin. So, yun. I hope that helps.
Yes, that really helps. The stars will definitely align. Kung makikita mo na yung ma-identify mo yung passion mo, if your business is geared towards answering, or it's a solution to a problem na you're really passionate about, you will never work a day in your life nga sinasabi nga nila, di ba? Because this is really
Yes.
something that you really love and you really advocate, and you will find success eventually kasi, di ba, since you've been working hard for it, tapos hands-on ka on making it happen, when it finally happens, you were part of the solution, and that's the biggest success na sobrang ma-enjoy mo talaga. Okay? So, in any business, guys, I hope you took down notes because ang dami talagang golden nuggets. Ako sobrang na-high pa ako every time I listen to Nikki. Medyo na-overwhelm ako. Mamaya, ulitin ko talaga tong session namin na to, itong episode na to, kasi ang ganda nung huling sinabi niya na um, you have to find your passion nga talaga. And the passion doesn't necessarily follow na pleasurable siya. Mahirap siya, pero you're willing to take the risk and you're willing to give it a shot kahit na mahirap siya. Thank you so much, Nikki. Sobrang amazing ng episode natin ngayon. Last question na lang. Okay? Total pinag-uusapan natin yung tungkol sa business. Balikan natin yung question ng season na to. Okay? Is it really not advisable to put up a business during the ghost month?
Hindi ako naniniwala diyan. Ghost month, excited ako lagi 'pag August. August is my month, it's the month of Leo. So, yun nga kaka-birthday ko lang 'di
Birthday
ba?
niya
It's my
nung isang
birthmonth.
araw. Happy birthday, Nikki.
Oo, thank you. And hindi lang ako eh, buong family ko, lahat kami Leos, lahat kami August. So ako, ang paniniwala ko, ang August is a month siya yung pinaka-peak month ko every year. It's my luckiest month, it's my best month. And I think it works both ways eh. If you believe na ang ghost month ay masama, ang ghost month ay malas, mahina ang sales, magiging totoo yun para sa'yo. But if you believe that ang
Mm.
ghost month ay, ako, ang belief ko, kasi ba nanggagaling siya sa bibisitahin ka raw ng hungry ghost? Ako, ang belief ko around it,
Yeah.
binaliktad ko siya. Bibisitahin nila ako para tulungan ako. So, binaliktad ko totally yung
Mm.
mindset. And it works for me because I'm always excited. Pagdating ng August, July pa lang, parang pinakamaganda ang August para sa akin kasi ang dami kong supporters, buhay at patay. Diba? kaya, kaya it really depends.
Pinagtulungan
Pwede
ka
yung
ng buhay at
pag-ganyan.
patay.
Oo, yeah, it really depends. Basta ito, I'll leave you guys with this. Whatever you believe in, whether you believe in malas or swerte, you're always right. Whether you believe it's
Correct.
impossible or possible, you're always right. Ang maganda dyan, may choice ka kung anong papaniwalaan mo. So, wag ka na magpakahirap. Yan.
Yes.
Yan.
Correct. Huwag mo nang lokohin yung sarili mo. Huwag mo nang papaniwalaan yung sarili mo na hindi mo kaya or dahil ghost month, 'di ba? Because lagi kang tama. Di ba? You're always right. Sabi nga,
Yes.
may nag-message din dito kanina. Abundance mindset, yan. I like the term, abundance mindset, because every time you have that kind of mindset, talagang lalapit talaga sa'yo. Sobrang naano ko na yan, guys. Sobrang tested ko na rin yan sa akin. Na kapag, mentras iniisip mo yung mga negativities, lalong lumalapit talaga sa'yo yung mga negativities. But
Yes.
when you appreciate the slightest luck or the slightest good thing na nangyayari sa buhay mo, lumalaki talaga siya. Whatever you focus on expands, and that is really true in all aspects of life. So, Niggy, sobra akong ang saya. Hindi ko
Thank
makontain.
you.
Ang saya. Ang saya. Binivertigo ako actually today, but I'm really glad that I was able to sustain this talk kasi sobrang ganda ng topic natin and sobrang engaging din ng audience. Thank you very much lahat ng mga nanood from start to finish. And I hope that you were able to grasp, or you were able to absorb all the things that Nikki had said kanina. Ang daming value bombs, ang daming mga golden nuggets, kung ano man yung term natin doon sa mga sinabi niya. And belated happy birthday also, Nikki. I hope you
Thank
had a
you.
great time.
Salamat.
Nag-Valorant ka. Guys, nag-Valorant siya. Ang
Ano
dami niya
gagawin ko
negosyo.
after
Tapos
nito?
oo, ang dami niya, sa dami niya negosyo ko. Nag-Valorant na lang siya, guys. Collect ng crystals, ganyan. Tapos, ganun na lang ginagawa niya. Tapos at times pa gumagawa siya ng mga resin something. I don't know.
Oo. Yeah.
ganun siya, ganun siya ka-chillax because lahat ng mga ginagawa niya, lahat ng mga desisyon, lahat ng mga negosyo niya na sinimulan niya at a very, very young age, right now, it's really paying off already. So, let's be like Nikki. Yes, let's be like Nikki. If you are watching right now and if you haven't thought of something or a business na gusto mong simulan, think about it already. If you're working at gusto mong magka-business, dapat isipin mo na kung anong negosyo and you have to start your transition already. Why transition? You can't just let go of your day job if that's really the main source of your income, right? So you have to have that transition, okay? Yung transition mo, yun yung nag-overlap yung day job mo and yung negosyong tinatayo mo. It will be the hardest because you will be working for 8 hours a day and then you have to keep on working for your business after your working hours. It's really hard. But if you do it, sabi nga meron akong narinig na isang araw, gawin na natin yung pinakamahirap sa 2 buwan so that yung resulta naman natin pang 1 taon, 2 taon. Why not, 'di ba? So, if you will start that transition, if you will start that business, start it right. You find your mentors, you talk to people who are knowledgeable about business, dun sa business din lalo na napupuntahan mo, and everything will be fine. Hindi siya fine in a sense na wala kang magiging problema, pero everything will be smooth sailing because you are following their footsteps and their legacies already. Thank you so much, Nikki. Ang dami ko sinabi, pero I hope you had a great time. And
Yes. Yes, I
until next
love
time,
the questions.
yay! Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, guys. Until next time, sa next episode natin, ito naman ang mga makakasama natin. Oh my gosh, si Miss Salve naman next week. Kaya sobra akong excited din. Next week, we will be talking about stocks and yung mga sikat na mga investments ngayon, yung mga cryptocurrencies, yung mga Axie Infinity, okay? Yung mga ganyan. So, pag-uusapan natin yan next week. And I hope you still tune in next week dahil marami tayong matututunan also with Miss Salve. And with that, I will leave you with this message. You can definitely be the most empowered woman or person that you are destined to be. Thank you so much, guys. See you next
Thank
week.
you.
Bye.